Greg Popovich has officially said that Lamarcus Aldridge will not be coming back to the San Antonio Spurs. Now, we expected this to happen. I am not surprised this has happened, and this is a good move for the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are looking for young players, young assets to rebuild their team. And Lamarcus Aldridge could be a great player on a contender. So far, he's averaging 14 points per game, 5 boards, about 2 assists, 46% from the field, 36% from 3, 83% from the free throw line. You get it. He's having pretty good numbers. Now, Lamarcus Aldridge is also a 3-point threat. He has a 3-pointer in his bag, and it also is a good post player who can shoot mid-ranges pretty efficiently. Now, Lamarcus Aldridge attempts 3.6 threes a game on 36%, which is pretty average. That is a pretty good percentage for a big man like Lamarcus Aldridge. So now, any contender could use a guy like Lamarcus Aldridge. He could provide 3-point shooting and a post game. He's not even that bad of a passer either. Although he averages 1.7 assists per game, that doesn't mean he's a bad passer. That just shows how many assists he has. Lamarcus Aldridge is pretty good. Any contender could use it. Now, what are the 3 best destinations for Lamarcus Aldridge? Now, at number 3, we are going to have the New York Knicks. Now, at first, I thought this was kind of weird because Julius Randle's a power forward, Lamarcus Aldridge is a power forward. I'm sure they're going to figure that out, though. The Spurs would receive Frank Ntilikina, Reggie Bullock, and a 2024 first-round pick. This is a really good package for the San Antonio Spurs. And Frank Ntilikina could be a really good player that the Spurs could receive and develop. Reggie Bullock is another great player, and the first-round pick is something they could use. And it's a New York Knicks first-round pick. Now, the Knicks will receive Lamarcus Aldridge. Although this might not seem like a good fit in New York, it could be a pretty good fit in New York. Lamarcus Aldridge, as I said before, provides floor spacing. That's a pretty good thing for the New York Knicks, and he's a nice veteran. Now, maybe this might not work out like other old players going to the New York Knicks and not working out. But, we give it a chance. It might work out. Right here, Julius Randle is also capable of some floor spacing, and I'll give them pretty good 3-point shooting. And Randle excels at breaking less agile bigs down off the dribble. I feel like his footwork is pretty good. Yeah, he's a really good player, and that fit would be pretty good with Lamarcus Aldridge and Julius Randle. Now, the second best fit, in my opinion, is Lamarcus Aldridge going to South Beach. This is a pretty good place for Lamarcus Aldridge. First of all, Lamarcus Aldridge probably wants to go to a contender, and this is where the Heat could get him. The Heat's power forward position is terrible. They lost Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder went to the Phoenix Suns, and so far they're struggling. They need a player like Lamarcus Aldridge, who again is capable of shooting threes and is a good post player. It would be great if they acquire him. Spurs would receive Kelly Olynyk, could block shots, and is a good 3-point shooter. That would be a pretty good fit alongside DeMar DeRozan. And Andre Iguodala, an expiring contract the San Antonio Spurs might want to trade. Now look, if I had to decide as a Spurs fan or a Spurs general manager, I would definitely take the New York Knicks trade. You would get Frank Ntilikina, and that wouldn't be that hard to develop. I mean, it would be hard to develop him, but you get my point. That would be a young player. So I like that trade best for the Spurs. But again, this video is talking about the best fits. And Lamarcus Aldridge definitely fits in. Although Kyle Lowry might be on the trade block for the Miami Heat, Lamarcus Aldridge is also a pretty good option, and you don't have to even give up that much. You could still trade for Kyle Lowry too. So yeah, that would be a pretty good fit and a pretty good trade. Now the number one fit by far is gotta be the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, I feel like Lamarcus Aldridge to the Portland Trailblazers has been going on for years, but now is their opportunity. The Spurs have literally said that they're going to give away Lamarcus Aldridge. Greg Popovich literally said that. So, why not the Spurs do this trade? Zach Collins, Enes Kanter, Rodney Hood, and a 2022 second round pick. Pretty good trade. I mean, Zach Collins is a young player, Enes Kanter can block shots, Rodney Hood is a good veteran. I don't know if Enes Kanter can block shots, but, he's capable of doing that. And second round pick is good for the draft. And for the Trailblazers, Lamarcus Aldridge, would give them a lot of help. Essentially, CJ McCollum is injured, and even when CJ McCollum's playing, it would be a pretty good pick and roll option. And since CJ McCollum's injured, a pretty good scorer to help Damian Lillard would be Lamarcus Aldridge. And when CJ McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic come back to the court, this would be really, really good. CJ McCollum works great with Yusuf Nurkic, and I'm sure he would work great with a guy like Lamarcus Aldridge. He would basically throw a lot of lobs to him. They would have good chemistry. Overall, they would have basically two lob threats when the team is healthy. And don't forget that Lamarcus Aldridge could shoot the 3-ball and is a really good mid-range shooter for his position. Overall, many contenders could get Lamarcus Aldridge, and I think it's a really good idea to get him. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.